Hello, everybody. How y'all doing? Y'all better get on up in here. I don't see nobody, honey. Y'all know I've been incognito, I guess I can say. But anyway, hello everybody. Welcome. Y'all come on in. Please make sure you hit that good like, share, and subscribe button for you, girl. Make sure your notification bell is turned on so you know each and every time that I go live. My sinus ain't getting no better, y'all. Every time I get ready to do my live, my sinus start draining or something, child. I don't know. But I just decided to pop on for a quick minute here. I hope y'all can, if you don't pop in, you can catch it on the replay. Hit that good like, share, and subscribe button for your girl. I greatly appreciate you so much. Um, but yeah, y'all come on in, real quick, child. Let's see what's gonna be going on, child. Let's see what's going on up in here. Um, it's looking a little different for me. I am on my phone right now, so I hope y'all can hear me. Um, anyway, anywho and anyhow, but I just wanted to give y'all a little update, child, on the Romeca case. Justice for Romeca and her family. Um, Little Holly did have court today. It is being said that she needs a protective custody. I'm trying to figure out why would she need a protective custody and from whom. The only person it seems like she needs custody from will be Carlos' child. It is also being said too that Carlos was not at the court today. Do y'all think he's shaking in his boots? He might be just shaking in his boots, child, terrified, scared to the death, and he should be. I've always said, my heart goes out to this family, and I always felt that Carlos should have been locked up just as well as Holly, and all of that amazing stuff. Not really sure if Holly has started to feel the effect from being on lockdown since December the 3rd. But if she's not, she should be. But yeah, all of them need to be in jail for what they did to Romeca. It said that they's asking for more DNA. They're getting child protected, CPS involved in all of this stuff, I guess, for Holly's babies, so that the mother can have custody over these kids, because she's going to be gone for a very long time, y'all. I can see it already. But y'all come on in here. I see y'all trying to pop on, child. I've been gone, child. I know I have. But yeah, so Holly's mom can, I guess, have custody over the kids, as far as taking them to the doctor and medical needs or whatever they got going on. She got one that's let's see, December 6 months, maybe 9 months now, and she's allegedly supposed to be preggo now. But a lot of CCs have been going to the court, boots on the ground. They said that she doesn't look like she is expecting, but they also said that her clothes that she wears is a little baggy and big. Said she a little bitty tiny some child. I don't know how the word, she was holding a 9 Glock and pow like she was pow. But as time has gone by, I'm sure she's had a few minutes to think about all of this and look over everything. And she probably wishing that she hadn't would not have never did what she did. Now, child, it ain't worth it, honey. It is not worth it. Carlos still out here on the loose, putting out this crazy stuff all throughout the internet and stuff as usual. But he's being watched as well. But hopefully somebody's told him, you're just as guilty as she is, and it's just a matter of time, and they're about to lock you up, Carlos. They're about to get you. There ain't no need for you to get scared now. Whatever you had going on in your personal life slash whatever, and you wanted to involve Romeca, you should have just, been honest about the situation. Nobody needed to lose their life behind the foolery that you wanted to play. So, y'all brought all of this stuff on yourself. Don't feel no waste time for neither one of them. It is what it is. And yeah, so Holly went right back over there to her little cell, honey. Um, and the judge asked Ari, her lawyer, why does she need protective custody? She talking about Well, the people were saying she really didn't have an answer, but she did say that it was such a high profile case and all of that. Okay, but anyway, child, and she needed the judge to sign the paper for that, and wanted to hand the judge a blank piece of paper. He said, he don't be signing no blank pieces of paper here, honey. What's on the paper? I needs to read it, baby, because I ain't about to be signing no blank piece of paper, and then you go and put whatever you want on the piece of paper, and there I am in a whole paper, honey. So the judge said, I can see the paperwork and all of that. Hold on, y'all. For bothering me or something. But yes, so that's kind of pretty much what it is, the update on that, and it is said, hey, my thoughts, girl. Girl, I'm up in here chatting by myself. My thoughts, honey. It is being said that, they did let Romeca's family know that they do have some more evidence. So yes, Carlos should be somewhere terrified right about now, just scared to death, but he ain't got no heart, y'all. He don't feel nothing. He probably don't even know could care less, because he said, he didn't feel no way about nothing when everything happened. So it is what it is. It's just a cold-hearted person, and he needs to be locked up and to not never ever get out. That part right there. But I've been trying to keep up with the justice for Tyrone, y'all. When I tell y'all, oh Lord have mercy, Jesus. The Romeca case and the Tyrone case, one is just, and the Shanquilla. Let's not leave that one out as well, because I did hear that there was an update, with Shanquilla, finally. But these three cases, it's like so complicated, y'all. And I guess social media plays a major part in it. Everybody's got something to say and add, subtract, multiply, divide, and all of this kind of stuff. Child, I cannot. I just have to be taking me a break. I'm about sick of reality TV. I don't want to be listening to that. So I'm just more or less like trying to figure out and listen to the crime and see how this is gonna play. All this stuff gonna be solved and played out and all of that. But this here justice for Tyrone, y'all, it is all out of whack, honey. Now they saying that Lulu done went back over there with the detective that she was messing with, and they talking about the detective and the homeless man that saw what happened, and they can't find the homeless man now. The detective played a major part in all of this, and the brothers playing a major part in it. Then you got Lulu, got BG and CC and DD and FF and all them folk coming out, trying to talk about how good of a person she is and all the child. It is a whole lot. They don't know where the 250K is gone. They're talking about Lulu was the beneficiary, her and the aunt, on the life insurance policy. They was also saying that she took the kids off the life insurance policy. She canceled the kids' telephone. Lulu said them kids ain't her kids. She ain't responsible for all that bullshit they got going on. Hey, Miss Maria, and Miss my thoughts, my mods. Hello, y'all. I did set up for 1:30, y'all. Y'all know how this thing is. Uh, my thoughts is Holly and Lulu were both side chicks in these men's lives at a point. Karma is on them. Uh, Karsten, Satan, karma is loading now. Hey, Miss, who said that? She said, "What's up? What's up? What's up?" Hey, girl. Miss Maria says, "Good afternoon, squad. Y'all know what it is. Get in here, come on in the room, and close the door. Grab a snack and a seat. Let's chat it up. You'll find Miss Maria always better late than never, honey. That's what I've always said." She says, "Hey, at my thoughts, Noonie." She says, "Hello and welcome." I don't think I saw that one, but anyway, hello and welcome. Yes, y'all. Thank y'all for popping on up in here, honey. But yeah, they need to pick Lulu up, Carlos. Holly ain't about to be getting out. all of this stuff. But this here, Tyrone, y'all, it looked like you done slid the other piece to the puzzle. Then something else popping out. Y'all, it's a lot. It's just so much, y'all. I don't know who the detective is on these cases, but child, I know they be like overwhelmed. It takes a special person to deal with matters like these, y'all, because it is a lot. And also, it'll be a lot of lying going on, and he said, she said, and all of that kind of stuff. You still got Tyrone's mom, they saying still on Lulu's side, and whew, child, it's a lot, y'all. It really is. But it's still justice for Tyrone, y'all. It is still justice for Tyrone. My thought says Lulu worried about what the camera caught. Why? That 304 know what she did. Lulu told on herself someone else was in the car. Keep talking, 304. Absolutely. My thoughts, she be spilling little bits and pieces, child. Look, just a little taste, honey. She come out with a little bit. She might as well come on out with it all and just be done with it. Just try to help the people get justice for their family. That's all they're asking for is justice for their families. That's it. That's all. And Lulu ain't trying to be budging. I haven't. I be up sometimes, and I be listening to criminal villains and along with a few other little ones that be talking about the Tyrone and Romeca case. And Lulu will have her people come out a lot on criminal villains live trying to talk up for Lulu and say this and say that, but at the same time they know so much but don't know nothing, don't even know her favorite color, but yet still she's supposed to be their best friends and all of that kind of bullshiggity. So I was like, what is really going on? My thoughts is whether mom and anyone else involved with his unaliving will get a say a child. My thoughts now they saying something about the daddy's lifestyle, what he did, because something in the taco box, and he just said, I just want what's mine. And the people now trying to figure out well what was in the taco box. Um some people saying it's y'all, it's just so deep, y'all, and dark too, talking about rugs, trafficking, and all kinds of stuff allegedly. It is, Miss Maria. It is just too much with Tyrone. Child, you ever be sitting there and you go like wah 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 wah, cause you be like, my head is spinning. My head is spinning. I thought they was getting close. I thought it was this. I thought, but honey, it is not, child. I don't know when, child, these detectives and things will ever solve this here Tyrone situation, honey. Because when I tell the good people, they just keep adding folk and adding folk. It's like, where do I even begin with this? How do I begin? Where? But at the same time, maybe they do have a beginning as long as they're not a part of the social media, because the social media makes it that much worse. My thought says it seemed like that young man was the family do man, if you know what I mean. Did they really care about? Ooh, and my thought, she don't want, Lulu don't want the people to be talking about her brother. They saying she said her brother is a good guy and he's just quiet on the set, honey. And she don't want nobody to be coming out here talking about her brother, trying to incriminate her brother and put her brother in all this bullshiggity that she have created, honey. But at the same time, y'all, with Tyrone and Romeca, it just seemed like it was a hit placed on their head, and it had to be carried out regardless, child. And somebody was dumb enough to carry out these unaliving. So, it's really sad that all of this has happened to them, especially behind some rugs or being on the DL or whatever lifestyle you thought you wanted to live or whatever. All about that dollar, honey. Child. Whew. All money ain't good money, and dirty money means you're no good, honey. So the good people said that Lulu did give the mom some money. Don't know quite how much, but all over the internet, that mother has heard that it was 250K, and Lulu only gave her maybe $5,000 or $6,000 charge. She done busted a vessel. Child, the mother probably done busted a vessel by now, child. She probably like, wait a minute, what? Uh-uh, uh-uh. Who knows, child? She may get to singing like a bird too. My thoughts is I just want to know how that friend that Lulu said was at the hospital got to Gainesville so fast. Was already in Gainesville. Was already there, my thought. I told you Lulu just keep on lying. They can't get Lulu to stop lying. I guess Lulu said the more I lie, the more I confuse the people, the better chance I have of probably possibly getting off. But then they saying she's still messing with the detective, saying that the detective allegedly is playing a major part in covering all of this stuff up and everything. So we just never know, child. It just looked like one of these situations where we'll pop up here and talk about it and can't make no sense out of it. Not yet, child. The police report hasn't even come out, and none of that stuff. Far as Tyrone go, they still has not released the police reports. But it's been a lot of people. It's the speculation for me. All of the speculation. We trying it and we trying it and we just trying to help. But sometimes, in all of the speculation, we can do more harm than good. To tell you the truth. To tell you the truth, because I think y'all that Tyrone, this situation with Tyrone, this is just my opinion on it. It's worse than Romeca's. As far as Romeca go, we kind of see where Carlos is coming from. We actually seen a lot of stuff dealing with Romeca online, her unaliving, being placed online. So we really did get the opportunity to see a lot of that versus with Tyrone. We're just going by he said, she said. Who clocked him in the back of the head is what I need to know. Who clocked him in the back of the head? Who did all of that? Lulu was talking about she was trying to get him moved to another hospital. But the good people saying that, Lulu is not related to Tyrone. So how was she gonna do that? Well, they do have the same last name. So the people saying allegedly she probably told the people that she was Tyrone's wife at the time, child. Pull out that ID. Let me see, huh? Let me see your license. Let's see what it says, child. That's all it really takes is that little thing right there. But that's about it. What's going on with Tyrone, child? It's just prayers up for the family. It really looks like to me that this family has a long hill battle to climb. They too gonna need to hire lawyers and all of this stuff, to stop with the insurance policies and all this other stuff that they got going on. Who child? Why I tell y'all? Mm, you get tired just really even talking about it. But as far as Ramika them, too, I know they family. They said they got a long road to travel. Lots of people was drove 10 hours today for probably what 10 or 15 minutes. That's a lot, y'all, to have boots on the ground down there in Chicago. Trying to get the inside scoop and trying to show support for the family. Although the family is greatly, greatly appreciated. People driving so far to show support and get justice for Romika because that was overkill. They did too much with her. They really did. And they didn't have to do all of that. So the good people said that Carlos was not there today. So hopefully he is really getting terrified and they still steady asking for more DNA and all of that stuff, child, and swabs and all that they asking y'all. So, he should be somewhere shaking. He might mess around and have bust his own heart open. Miss Maria says, my thoughts, I used to watch Dragnet all the time, even though it was oh, let me see this thing in my way. Um, though it was the most boring show on TV. Child, I can't do boring. My thought says, Maria, my point is they net has been cast. When they pulled it up, it will have more than Lulu in it. Oh yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Because I just said they talking about the dad playing a part in it too now. So I'm just so confused, y'all. And he just won't what belongs to him. That's what the dad is saying. So the people trying to figure out, was it something in the tackle box that belonged to the dad? Like I said, they talking about rug trafficking and they doing a lot of stuff with this one right here. A lot, child. And it's so sad. I don't even know how the family can even lay down and really, try to go to sleep and try to just breathe from all of this stuff. Hey, Miss Charlene, she says good afternoon, G Mods and chats. Hello, beautiful, welcome. But it's just so much. But it's bad at the same time to have lost a loved one and really don't even know where to begin. And you see people walking around that holds a major card in solving the whole mystery, but they won't give it to them. They just want to see these some evil people in this world today, y'all. God knows I thought 2026 was gonna be better. I really thought 2026 was gonna be better. My thoughts said what? She said D2 cases will end up on the first 48, child. They needs to be. Sound like a Lifetime movie network or something, child. I can't I don't know. It's just too much, y'all. But back over here with the day Holly got caught again March the 3rd. Seemed like 3 is her number, child. March the 3rd she got caught again, child. Ooh, child, a little 10 minutes. That's a lot, y'all. Like I was saying, the people driving so far for the court. I get the part of wanting to support the family, but I will. If I didn't go, my curiosity would be up. If I did go, I'd be like, ugh, I can't. I drove this far for 10, 15, maybe 30 minutes at the most. To just to find out that little piece right there. I don't know. I probably would be like, when they get a little more in depth into it and stuff, then I would probably, if I wanted to attend court, I would, make the sacrifices and all of that to go. But that's a lot to drive that far, child. Um, First 48 for my man. Child, that is a hot mess. It is a hot mess. But yeah, but Carlos, he should have been locked up, y'all. I saw a video, Keys Network News, I think it's called. He's out in Chicago as well. He does a lot of boots on the ground, and he showed a video the other day how CPD failed Romeca. Child, that was so child, it would make you cry. Um, Carlos had went over there to her apartment and damaged a lot of stuff, and she had called the police on him and all of that stuff. And so the next morning she got up with her son and the dog to go to Carlos' house to get her stuff, the remaining of her stuff. Child, that's when he held her down, and that black eye that I had showed y'all, when she got that black eye. Child, the police didn't want to hear nothing that she had to say. Child, the first time that dude would have ever called the police on me, that would have been one and done. One and done. Child, the police let her down so bad. She was crying in the back of that car, and she was saying, "You're not listening to me. Let me talk." He held me down, and he did have her held down till the police got there. I think it was a little boy that opened the door. And she was like, "You held me down. Look at what he did to my face. Look at what he did in my face." They didn't want to hear nothing she had to say. Oh my God, y'all, it was so sad. Long story short, um, and he had dislocated her shoulder, y'all. And then they had put in handcuffs. Can y'all imagine the pain she was feeling? They took her to the hospital, and that one male officer spoke to his sergeant before they got her to the hospital. The sergeant was like, "We just want to make sure we're covered, everything is good." He wouldn't even let Romeca talk to the sergeant, y'all. Just so nasty to her. It was terrible. If y'all, anybody here dealing with domestic violence or um seen some red flag, y'all better run. Y'all better take off and run, honey. It ain't gonna get no better. My thought says on another case, the old evil clear lady that pow the mom through the door has filed a lawsuit against the children and the grandmother. That pig is crazy. Yeah, she crazy. She look like she prejudiced. May she rot in prison. May she. That part right there. Miss Maria says, in my thoughts, what the fuck? She harassed the children, then pow the mom. How is she suing anybody? That lady is sick. There's something wrong with her. Hey, Miss Carla, how are you today? Miss Maria says, hey, Carla, neighbor, happy Tuesday. And she says, I want y'all to know that God is in charge. Absolutely, He most certainly is. Um, my thought says that heifer filed on Netflix too for showing the documentary about the case. Lord, them clear people, they do the most, child, for $1. Um, Miss Maria says, yes, he is. Child, he's always an on-time God. You know, sometimes it looks dark and dim, and you be trying to figure it out, and he already done worked it out. That's why I guess they say if you're going to worry, don't pray. If you're going to pray, don't worry, hon. It goes like that. Carla says, hey, my thoughts, Maria. But yes, it's a lot. But that lady, she ought to be shaming herself. That lady looked evil. Somebody should have been tagging that wig. We don't condone violence. We do not condone violence. But that little old lady right there, huh? Somebody should have tagged that wig and tagged that wig a long time ago. Y'all never seen them people that just look prejudiced? I'm just gonna say what it is, child. It is what it is. We know God is in control, but some people have to find out the hard way. Yes, absolutely. They was trying to figure out why little taste of Holly needs protective custody. Um, talking about you think that Carlos done reached out to somebody. Y'all know what, that dude ain't got that much power, y'all. He just don't have that kind of power. I don't believe he do. But you know, Holly could have been up in there running off at the mouth, or somebody could have seen her Instagram or whatever she was on before she actually went up in there and finally figured out that, you know, she's that's her, you know, and be like, okay. Okay. Oh, okay. She gonna do that, not like she ain't did nothing. Oh, okay. I don't know who told that girl she was gonna be getting out. She was gonna walk in and get out. Child. I don't know who told her that. Say it, G. It's a race. You know the rest. Yes, that part right there. But I don't know who told her to Holly, you do this right here, honey. You ain't gonna be in there long. They're gonna ask you some questions, and you gonna hit the street. It doesn't work like that. Nah, you did the crime. You got to do the time. Hey, Miss Charnel. How are you today? Welcome. But I don't even really, to tell you the truth, believe nobody is bothering that girl. That little Ari got to look like she doing something for Harley, and ain't doing nothing but spinning the wheels, kicking up dust, probably. Lord, if I was her, y'all, I'd be like, you know what? I'm just gonna step down from this right here, especially if I've never dealt with a case this high profile and this intense and child. I'd be like, I ain't gonna be able to do it. But they said she had somebody that's working with her, not really sure, some man that's working with her. But I don't see how they think they're going to beat this. This is unbeatable. Is that a word? Is unbeatable a word? Harley, I don't think unbeatable is a word, baby. But you're gonna be sitting right there, honey. You ain't about to go nowhere, child. You stuck like glue, super glue, honey. I guess she said last night. Oh, I have court tomorrow. Tomorrow. I think I'm gonna get out tomorrow. Negative. Still in there. March the 3rd gonna come. Still in there. She gonna be like, wait a minute. This ain't going the way they told me it was gonna go. No, baby, it's not. You better get the squealing like a pig on Carlos, honey, and tell what happened and tell what he did, cause y'all allegedly the people saying he the one that did the pow in the face allegedly. Child, mm, 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 mm. Just that all by itself, I would not be able to sleep. I would not be able to do it. But he's been out still with his little rap thing, you know, making it all about himself on the internet. Probably hoping that somebody will pick him up. Maybe Jay-Z or somebody, y'all gonna pick him up, child. I don't know. I'm not really sure what he's thinking right about now, but he should be thinking it's just a matter of time if I get that police knock at my door. When I get that police knock at my door, don't have no heart attack, Carla. Do not do that. Mm-mm. And they also want reports from the hospital. Said Romeca had marks around her neck and stuff. They finna bury. They finna sit this prison on top of his dumb behind. Him and hers. That's what needs to happen to the both of them. But child, that's the little update with Carly and I mean with Harley and Lulu. Child, I cannot. Lulu is draining me, y'all. Lulu is really draining the blank out of me, child. I can't keep up with Lulu. I don't know where Lulu is. Some people say she down there in Atlanta living her best life with that $250,000. But you know, if you got so many people in a circle and y'all doing illegal things, $250,000 is really not a lot of money. It's not gonna go too far. You know, people let me go from my job. Well, I found out the real reason. Well, what's the real reason, baby? What is going on, Miss Carla? Thank you, Miss Maria. Ain't nobody checking for no 40-year-old would-be rapper. He don't seem to think so, Miss Maria. He thinks that he's God gift to the universe and everybody checking for him. Everybody want to, child, if you don't go somewhere and sit down and get you a good job. If I were him, I'd be scared to death about the Navy Federal and all that bull crap they got going on. Miss Carla, you gonna come up here and let the people know before I get up off here? Honey. So you telling us good people that they lied to you, Miss Carla? I know that ain't what you're saying. Mm, 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 mm. Child. Um, Miss Who said that says that G Holly going to be in jail like Ernesto, like a nurse, like Inet, Ernesto. I can't even read call him Ernesto. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Keep saying he's getting out and ain't LOL. Child ain't gonna never get out. Mm-mm. Lord, Miss Carla, hold on, Miss Carla. Ooh, baby. Child. Nesto been sitting in there so long. I know them folk is sick of seeing him, child. There go Miss Carla, Miss Carla. Miss Maria says, well, someone need to tell him if he ain't Jay-Z, Dre, or who that, I don't know who that is. Ain't nobody checking. They the only 40-year-old rappers anybody checking for. Miss Carla, I dropped that link for you. Nesto probably can't even get out to uh not on the yard, out to the yard. One the yard. That's why I hate to do this on my phone because this thing be in the way. Child. Nesto been sitting in the jail for what, y'all? Hey, Miss Carla.
Hey,
How you?
girl, I am just so in awe and so full of peace and so full of joy right now.
Mm-hmm.
So, remember we talked about the people letting me go, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because they said that the state, because of the state, the member filed a complaint. And so, because she filed a complaint with the state, they let me go, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I had a few days ago, I get this email that says the unemployment investigator is supposed to call me. So I'm like, okay, oh, what these people want? Well, come to find out, the lady called me today. See, I know in my spirit, I knew something wasn't right about the situation, but I wasn't sure.
Mm-hmm.
So she called me. She asked my verification, my HIPAA verification, and she asked me. She said, "So when did you start this job?" I let her know when I started the job. She said, "How much were you making an hour?" I told her that. She said, "And how many days did you work before you left?" And I said, "Well, it was a day and a half, and then it was a holiday pay." And so she was like, "Okay." She said it was. And so she said, well, that's all the information I need. I said, well, ma'am, just for a moment. I said, let me ask you a question. I said, so they said I was terminated because of a complaint I received from the state. Why did the lady tell me? She said, well, that's not why you were let go. And I said, well, what's the reason? She said, preventative workforce. And I said, excuse me? She said, well, she said they was low on labor. She said because she said basically um they were laying people off. So you mean to tell me that y'all had me thinking because you said me, you walked me out the door, you tell me that I was terminated because of the call.
Mm.
Only to find out I was laid off.
What?
Are you serious? So I said, yeah. She said, well, actually, it says in here, it says preventive workforce, which means you were laid off. You wasn't terminated. I said, oh, okay. And she said, now that I've got the information for you, she said, I see that you have been filing your vouchers. And I said, yes, ma'am. And she said, well, you continue to file your vouchers and I will release your back vouchers to you today.
Mm-hmm.
You receive it tomorrow. Ain't that the mess? But
Look
I
at
said,
God.
God, I'm going to give you the glory. I'm going to give you the glory. I always give you the glory forever and ever. God, that wasn't the job. That wasn't me. That was you.
Yep.
God, that was you. And I'm
Mm.
going to give you the honor, glory, and praise. Only for me to get a call a few days ago from my old job that I worked for, and they're adding 16 more beds on, and they're almost finished. She said, Carla, we just called to let you know. She said, we did consider you as a physician. She said, but we have to wait till we finish the building. She said, it'll be another 6 weeks. So, okay,
Mm.
God.
I'm about to
Okay,
get my
God.
hey Carla, I'm about to
Huh?
get my cheeseburger.
You about to get that cheeseburger, baby. And some fries. And a
Hey,
drink.
look, we about to get that back pay too. What?
And as the country people say, and the dessert.
Girl, that ain't nobody but God.
Girl, that ain't nobody but God. These people
Mm.
have been thinking the whole time because of a call, and they filed, and the member filed a complaint with the state. They let me go. But the real reason is they had laid me off. Because remember, I kept saying they've been walking out people for the last 3 weeks. And I
Mm-hmm.
couldn't understand, but see, they lost them big two huge contracts at 2.5 million and at $1.7 million. They lost two huge contracts with that company. So
Mm.
all y'all had to do was tell me y'all was laying me off.
Mm-hmm.
Why y'all lie to me and tell me I was fired? But see, the
Mm-hmm.
letter that they sent me through the email, it didn't say termination, it said separation. So I put the two together today. I'm like, oh, because it didn't say I was terminated. It said I was separated.
Mm.
So if I would
Mm.
have never had that interview with the investigator, the unemployment investigator, I would have never known. I was still thinking I was fired and I was not laid off. Well,
Mm-hmm.
that's some shit. That's some shit, right there. I just
Child.
I just want to share that with y'all because I have been talking about it. And remember, I told you When they told me I was fired, guess
Mm-hmm.
what? I felt no
Mm-hmm.
way tired about it. I
Sure
was
did.
cool with it.
Yeah,
You
you
know,
was
I've
at
been trying to
peace.
get out of that situation for over a year.
Yeah, you
So
was at
guess
peace
what?
with it now.
Yeah, and guess what? God did for me what I couldn't do for myself.
Mm-hmm.
And he separated me from them. Thank you for the
Mm-hmm.
separation and the unemployment. And in another 6 weeks, I'm going to have me a job. So I'm going to relax and rest and draw this unemployment until I go to work in 6 weeks.
Mm.
How about
Uh,
that?
Ms. Marie said separation is usually refers to the employee quitting.
Yes, but guess what? That wasn't what she said. And I'm gonna tell you, and I'm gonna tell you what they said.
Miss
They
Carla, Miss
said we
Carla,
quit.
Miss Carla. So do you
Huh?
think they said all of that to kind of like throw you off so that maybe you
Yes,
wouldn't file for unemployment?
yes.
That's what it sounds
But
like.
guess what, baby? I'm smarter than the average bear.
Mm,
Please believe that. So 2 days after they terminated me, you know you can't get unemployment if you are terminated. I
right.
filed anyway.
Well, you can get unemployment, but you have to fight.
Right. Well, in this case, it was a smooth transition. I didn't have to fight. So,
Right.
which lets me know that was in the will of God. So, guess what? I
Mm,
went on. They said they're gonna send me some documentation to let me know. They said just keep filing your vouchers. So I just checked it about 20 minutes ago and went on there. They've already released my funds for the last
wow.
4 weeks. So, but I
Wow.
won't get it until tomorrow.
It'll be in there tonight.
Yeah, I said, but it was, but I knew that I didn't do anything wrong. Like
Mm-hmm.
we both sitting there listening to the call because she said, "What do you remember this call?" And I said, "Well, pull it up." And she said, "Well, you followed everything you were supposed to do." She said, "You did." She said, "But because because the member filed a complaint with the state, we have to terminate you. We have to let you go." Why did you just say
Wow.
y'all? Why did you just say? Guess what? Labor was down. Why did
Mm-hmm.
you just say that?
Mm-hmm.
So, girl, anyway, I just wanted to share that with y'all. But guess what? I felt no ways tired about when they did it, baby. I went on by my business. Like, guess what? I ain't lose no sleep. I ain't do none of that. That's when you know you got that real God peace. That
Yes.
real God peace.
God is good. That was
But
nothing
see,
but
guess
God.
what? But God say faith without works is dead. So,
Mm-hmm.
so by them doing that, I said, well, okay, well, let me take my chances on doing this and file as unemployment. And guess what? They made the chips fall where they may.
Mm-hmm.
And they felt favor ain't fair, baby. Favor
Wow.
ain't fair. Mm-hmm.
So how your SSI come?
Girl, I already got, girl, they took me 2 or 3 days. I finally got it. I
Look at
finally
you.
deposited. Yeah. So
Look
guess
at
what?
you.
I got my SSI, I got my unemployment for the next 6 weeks until I go and start working at this place. I'm cool. I'm cool. I ain't got no, I don't have no issues.
Hey
But I ain't have
Andy's.
none in the beginning.
Hey Carla. Hey
Huh?
Andy's. G is on our way. Let me get that double cheeseburger with fries. You want one too, Carla? Girl, that is a blessing, Carla.
It
That is.
is.
I'm
And
so happy for you.
I wanted to share that with you guys and just let you know that God is always in charge. You know,
Yeah.
he said, don't worry he said, don't worry about what you may eat, drink, or wear. He said, guess what? Just like I clothe the lilies of the field, how much more do I think of you? Come
Mm-hmm.
on now.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I just said, that's a true statement. If you're gonna worry, don't pray.
Yeah, if you're going to worry, don't pray. And I said,
Mm-hmm.
God, guess what? I know I got to pay my rent. I have a life insurance for my phone bill. But I said, God, I ain't going to worry about it because I put it in your hands. And guess
Mm-hmm.
what? I ain't worried about it. I was able to do my stuff. And guess what? And went on about my business. Lord, if I got a few twos or fews left, I'm okay with it. And then here come God. God that
Mm.
hovered and grew behind the scenes to already work it out. And it was all it took was 4 questions. The lady only asked me 4 questions. She said, okay. She said, thank you. I have all the information that I need. She said, continue to fill out your voucher. She said, and you should be receiving an email of a documentation on our decision. So this is
Wow.
like 2 hours ago. So I said, well,
Wow.
let me go on here and check my page. Before I check my page, baby, they already released the vouchers that I already filed.
Mm. Child. Got me
Come on,
ready to
God.
shout in here, Miss Carla.
Huh?
That's it. Got me ready to shout, child. That's a
Girl,
blessing.
girl, I'm telling you. I said, God, this is you. And guess what? I can't give nobody the glory but you. I ain't giving
Mm-hmm.
myself the glory. I ain't giving the unemployment people glory. I'm giving you the glory. But guess what? You work through people because remember that my mother used to say this a long time ago. She said, God knows somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody
Mm-hmm.
that knows somebody that can
Mm-hmm.
help you.
And always place that somebody right where you when you need him the most. He always
Yeah,
seeing what you need. He sends
yeah.
it. Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Child, that's a
Yeah.
blessing.
You know that Philippians 4 and 6 says, "Be anxious for nothing, but in all prayer and supplication, let your request be made known to God."
Mm. Girl,
So,
you're touching me up in here today. You're touching me now. Come on through here.
well, because guess what? That's what He asked us. He said, "Seek ye first the kingdom of God and all His righteousness, and all things shall be added unto you."
Mm.
So,
But you know how that human flesh is, Miss Carla. We do get
yeah,
anxious. We do
but
get
see,
anxious. Seem like ain't nothing happening.
hmm
When at the whole time everything is happening. Just gotta
yeah.
have patience. Gotta have that patience. Mm.
And that's what I'm saying. Even though, and I've learned it, I've been under some awesome teachers of the word, and I read the word. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying? And guess what? God is always hovering and brooding behind the scenes, working it out while you trying to figure it out. God had already worked it out. God
Mm-hmm.
just needs you to go through the process
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
have faith in Him.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Absolutely. Oh my God. Ooh, child. Got my ooh, child. Ooh. Mm. Carla.
But
She.
I wouldn't have never known if that lady had not called me and told me what was going on.
Mm-hmm.
See, they had it as if I was being terminated,
Mm-hmm.
but it wasn't. I wasn't terminated.
Mm.
It was a preventive workforce, which means that they were low on labor. But for the last 3 weeks, they've been walking people out two, three at a time, and we wasn't getting that many calls. So
Mm.
they lost a huge contract to 2.5 million in July 31st. And the other one that's next to that, 1.7 million, they lost that one December 31st.
Mm. Well, like I said, when it happened, you just felt like you just sounded like you didn't feel no waste time about it one
And
way
I
or
didn't.
the
Because I
other.
did.
You just like la 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 la. Y'all, guess what happened? I lost my
Yeah, okay. Yeah,
job.
it is what it is. I'm like, I'm okay with it. It is what it is, honey. I ain't gonna worry
Mm-hmm.
about that. Next page.
Mm.
Next
Child.
page.
For all the naysayers and unbelievers, you better know Miss Carla's up here being a showing up witness to God's movement, child. Y'all better stay focused and know that
Yeah.
He's God.
And always know God's favor ain't fair.
Mm-mm.
His favor ain't fair.
Mm-mm.
You know? So, and the other ladies, I'm thinking about them. I'm like, did they know this?
I don't. Oh, that's
You
a
know
good
what I'm saying?
question.
I'm grateful for myself, but I also think about other people. Did they actually know that they was not fired, that they were laid off?
I don't know. It could be
You know
one
what
of
I'm
the
saying?
things.
But guess
Yeah, but
what?
it could be one of the things where they don't want y'all to file for unemployment. That's what it sounds like.
Well, guess what? I told you. Guess what? I'm smarter than the average bear. I always try to take 2 steps ahead. And guess what? It says seek wise counsel. You know what I'm saying? I
Mm-hmm.
thank God for wisdom. Because
Mm,
2 days after it happened, I filed for unemployment. I said, "Good
mm,
Lord, either way it go, I'm gonna be okay with it." And
mm-hmm.
baby, guess what? All it was a phone call and 4 questions, and they released my money just like that.
Wow. Mm. You better go, big God. Shout out to Miss Carla. Shout out to Big God, Miss Carla. All the people that was praying and praying. Child, that ain't nothing but a that's an amazing blessing.
Baby, that's a testimony. That's a right
Mm-hmm.
now word for anybody that's
Mm-hmm.
going through and they struggling. And you think God ain't hovering and brooding behind the scenes working it out. He is. And I ain't
Mm-hmm.
saying because of money. I'm talking about God hovering brood behind the scenes to give you peace, to give you
Mm-hmm.
joy, to give you clarity, to give you wisdom, to give you knowledge, to give you understanding.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Child sure touched my spirit today, child. I'm trying to tell you. Ooh, cause I ain't about to play with it. I'm getting
And
ready to
then,
I'm getting
and
ready
then
to drop my car off in tomorrow, and it ain't no a little bitty. So I'm like, oh, child, okay.
that's okay.
I don't feel no ways about it. It is what it is.
Yeah.
Mm, child, you just warmed my spirit today.
Yeah.
Thank
It
you.
talks about faith is the substance that's hoped for and not seen.
Mm-hmm.
I'm hoping, I'm praying that the outcome is going to be in my favor. But God, if it don't, I'm okay with your decision that you made on my behalf.
Mm-hmm. Mm,
Because sometimes things don't work out the way we want it to.
mm-hmm.
And then we get in our feelings about it. But you don't know that God has something better.
Mm-hmm.
You just gotta trust. You just have to trust that He does. And not
Mm-hmm.
because sometimes we always want to fix, manage, and control stuff. But I know in the past that I've tried to fix, manage, and control stuff, and I messed it up. So God,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna get out the way.
Mm-hmm. That is so true.
He said, "Let my thoughts be your thoughts, and my ways be your ways."
Mm-hmm. Miss Maria says, when we are down to nothing, God is up to something. You better know
Yeah,
it.
you remember? I don't
Absolutely.
know if you remember the story in the Bible where the lady, the man asked him to make uh him a pack of thing of bread. I don't remember verbatim, but I remember some of it. And it talks about, and she said she only had enough for her son. But guess what? When she dipped her hand down in that barrel, every time she dipped her hand down in the barrel, God gave her just enough,
Mm,
just enough. She didn't have it abundant, but she had just enough. And
mm,
for me, I don't have to have more than I need. Just give me enough, God, to get through whatever I need to get through. I don't
mm-hmm.
want to be rich. I want to be comfortable. So if
Mm-hmm.
that's what my comfort, if my comfort is in just a handful of something, I'm okay with it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm, 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 mm. Child. Well, I love when you come up and share. That was a powerful one for today. So if anybody catching this on the replay, I sure hope you got something up out of it, honey. If you gonna pray, don't worry. If you gonna worry,
Yeah,
don't pray.
don't pray.
That's it.
That's it, and that's all.
Mm-hmm.
And it even talks about, and I'm gonna leave this last one with you. God said, "Be content in whatever state you are in, whether it's a
Mm-hmm.
base or a bound," which means whether you have nothing or you are, or you have plenty. Be, guess what? Be content.
Mm.
That's the word today. Be content.
Be content. Absolutely. Child, you just got my spirit going today, honey. I'm trying to tell you. Mm. And I thank you, child. Ooh, I got an appointment I got to get to, y'all. I love y'all, Miss Carla. Thank you so much for always coming up and sharing. So, so happy for you. Ooh, go big God, go big God. That's all I can say. Miss Carla, you got
Yes,
anything else
ma'am.
for the people?
I'm just, guess what? I'm just telling everybody to cast their cares on the Lord.
Mm-hmm. Mm. Mm-mm-mm. Well, all right, Miss Carla, I love y'all.
All
I'll
right.
call you a little later on this afternoon. I love y'all. Thank y'all so much for popping in on this great live. Justice for Romeca and justice still for Tyrone, child. This
Yes.
is a long, long road ahead, child. prayers up to these families, y'all, because they truly, truly need all the prayers that they can get because this is overwhelming and it is a lot. It's overwhelming for the people that's, not even related to them. Can y'all imagine what the family is really going through? So prayers for these people. Thank y'all for dropping in on the line. In the words of Miss Maria, she says, we hope y'all were entertained until the next time. Wish y'all love, peace, and hair grease. I love y'all. Thank y'all so much for coming on. I'm going to catch y'all on the next one. Bye.